Uh,
tonight, please.
Thank you for having me. And I know that it seemed like I just joined in, or because I wanted to really respond to something Sekou was saying, right?
Right.
I followed him up until the point where he said, yes, America, the UK, left to them will probably be still colonized, and Russia helped with, help with actualizing the so-called independence and things like that. I disagree with him in the sense that um I think we as Africans, or maybe generally as Black people, work under the delusion that, or the illusion that, the white people like us. I think if we start with, like he said, historically, right, we've been enslaved, we've been colonized, our resources have been taken from us, our people have been taken from us, and in the area of global politics, we are largely ignored. Our views are not sought after and things like that. So we're not, they don't include us in the conversation. We're not in the room where it happens, so to speak, right? So for us to assume that we have any allies, we don't have any allies. And I think that's the point I want to try and make here. To assume that, I think one of the first mistakes that we've made as a people is to assume that these people like us. These people see us as some kind of equals. They really don't see us as equals, because you don't treat equals the way they treat us. You don't treat equals like, when you know that somebody is your equal, you don't come to their land and take away their resources and treat them less than, which is what they do in general to Africans. So I think one of the first delusions we have is that these people like us, these people see us as equal human beings just like them. I think when we start to understand that they don't see us that way, whether you think that you're in America, UK, wherever you are thriving, you're successful and all of that, that's by the way. We're talking about global politics now. We're talking about our continent of Africa, and how we are seen in general, right? They don't see us as equals. We're not in the room where it happens, and they don't care, right? We're still having this conversation about whether or not America wants to come and put a base there in our own country. I personally feel that the base is not a good idea, because we don't go to their own countries to put bases there. They are not going to come into our country, and then it's going to be good for us. Just like Sekou was saying, if you look at it historically, what have the countries where all these bases have been, what have they benefited from it? Have their economies been thriving? Are they successful, thriving societies? No, they are not. No, they're not. They had to get to the point where they had to kick them out, so that they can actually, start to actualize a working society. So that's the same thing that's going to happen in Africa. I'm going to go by that history. And I think another point I want to make is that we don't have any allies, and we should stop looking at the West, the Europe, Russia, wherever, as allies. We have to start being allies to our own selves first of all. When we become allies to our own selves and know that even if a religion divides us, even if tribe divides us, even if whatever it is, the seas, the oceans, whatever divide us, what should hold us together is the understanding that we have no allies on this planet except ourselves. And when we start learning to rely on ourselves for our own survival, right, that unity is what they don't want. Okay, we need to stop looking to the West. We need to stop looking to Oyibo for help. They're not here to help us. They're here to help themselves. And the minute we start to understand and appreciate the fact that their desire to stay on top, their desire to remain as world powers is greater than their love for us, or is greater than the desire to see us succeed as a people or as a continent, right? Then we start to understand that, okay, they are not to be relied upon. I don't know. There's